Michael Walker, the first to the ring. And that can mean one thing. The Timberwolves cheerleaders have lined up. The fans in attendance here. Great crowd tonight, by the way. Totally impressed with how Fight fans have come out and supported these guys. You know, it's interesting. I talked to Tony in the elevator before we went live, and I said, "How you feeling?" He goes, "You know, after everything I've gone through over the past year, it's nice to look around and see so many faces that I've seen before."
Yeah.
And there's something to be said for having that support group. And trust me when I tell you, other promoters might not agree, but this is good for the fight game because it ups everybody else's game and forces everybody else to rise their game up. And this is good. It has nothing to do with politics or whatever. It's all about what's best for this sport, and this is good.
Promoters in Minnesota have been tearing each other down since the beginning of time. Seriously. It's, you know, the Minneapolis versus St. Paul rivalry, it's still there. And promoters can't stand. They always want to have all access to all the fighters and all the grit and all the gusto. But the reality is, the more the promoters actively promoting, the better, because it gives fighters more cards to compete on, more chances to stay active and not get rusty, and more fights for the fans to attend. It's only good by having the more the merrier as far as promotions in Minnesota boxing.
St. Paul Riverfront as Omega presents Knockout Hunger. This is the main event of the evening. Tonight's main event and all other bouts this evening are sanctioned by the Minnesota Combative Sports Commission, supervisors Veed Musniks and Bobby Brunette. Our timekeeper at ringside is Pete Bombach. Our judges scoring the bout at ringside are Vern Sweeney, John Mariano, and Tim Taggart Sr. Our ringside physician is Dr. Gene Stringer, and our referee is international boxing referee Mark Nelson. The main event is scheduled for 8 rounds in the middleweight division. Let's introduce our fighters. In the blue corner, he's wearing gold trunks with black trim. He weighed in at 168 pounds. His professional fight record is 19 wins, 16 losses, 12 of those wins coming by way of knockout. From Chicago, Illinois, please welcome Michael Midnight Stalker Walker. His opponent in the red corner really needs no introduction at all. He's wearing solid black trunks. He weighed in at 162 pounds. His professional fight record is an impressive 19 wins, only 1 loss, 1 draw. 11 of those wins coming by way of electrifying knockout. He's the Minnesota State Middleweight Champion. Please welcome Golden Caleb Truax.
Gentlemen, you receive your instructions in the dressing room. You know exactly what I expect. Give me a good, clean fight and protect yourself at all times. Obey the bell. Touch them up. Good luck.
So the formalities are done. 8 rounds. Caleb Golden Truax, 19-1-1, 2 fights removed from a loss to Jermaine Taylor, in which he grew both in and out of the ring. And Michael Midnight Stalker Walker. If for nothing else, on a night like tonight, and Common talked about it on his show on Thursday or Friday, he's got the best moniker in the boxing business.
Midnight Stalker Walker.
The lights went out. Not for either fighter,
no
but
punches
in
were
the
thrown
venue.
and the lights went out.
That's right.
I've seen everything with you guys. I've seen a guy come out in comic book pattern trunks.
Brandon
now
Burke.
look, we just shut the lights down. Here we go. Truax in black, Walker in white and black trim. Caleb working that left-handed jab early on, trying to get a feeling out process. With the height advantage goes Truax once again. And he talked early, or this week when we talked about the fight, that he thought Walker was going to try to jump inside, not just try to work his way, but he'll take a wide swing, which is perfect for Caleb's countering. There it is right there, that wide left.
Yep.
Walker, the kind of fighter we've talked about, journeyman. Caleb told me in his interview with me on Thursday on the radio show that this is a guy that's been in with a lot of good fighters.
Nice three-punch combination.
And so he's got the experience. It's a real good test for Caleb.
Nice shot to the body there by Caleb.
Caleb Truax has got arguably the best jab right now in the state pound for pound, too.
The other thing I like
really
about,
has good snap on it.
especially since when he fought Jermaine Taylor,
Right.
you can just see after that fight, he was always a confident fighter, but now he just exudes confidence. Like he told me on the radio show, he knew he could bang with the big boys once he dropped them and went the entire
Yep.
distance, and you could just see it in him, how confident he is.
Truax has got him on the ropes. Walker comes back with a flurry. Oh, there's a nice shot to the body. Truax, the counter puncher in every sense of the word.
Surprised me a veteran like
Such a
Walker
good
would,
defensive fighter.
veteran like Walker would come in so bone dry. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
must not have warmed up at all in his dressing room. Looks to be in good shape, but
Oh,
nice right
That's an
uppercut by
uppercut.
Caleb.
oh, there's a nice
Nice
shot
body
to the
shot.
body. There's another one.
Walker opening up. Right down the middle. This is what I was talking about when I said, whoa, there's another right uppercut.
there.
I'm interrupting myself, but he's
I
much
hate it
more
when that
aggressive.
happens.
This is not how Caleb Truax has fought in the past. This is the better, more improved
Correct.
design of Caleb Truax.
It's Truax 2.0, Dan. It's impressive.
Well, Caleb has always been a counterpuncher. Admittedly so. He will tell you that himself. But you're right. Here it seems like he was more of the aggressor, was trying to get off first. And I think that's a good idea. If you're fighting, let's say like a Jermaine Taylor, well,
Yep.
then you might want to counterpunch early, see what he's got. But when you're fighting a guy like Walker, go right out after him. You know, as you know as well, as he waits for another big national fight, a fight against a guy like against Walker, I mean, I think Caleb will win this fight. I think Caleb's a better fighter than Walker, especially at this stage of Walker's career. But it's always a dangerous fight because as you're waiting, you got to keep busy, you got to keep
Yep.
active. You don't want to fight chumps.
Right.
So you fight somebody. Boy, if Caleb were to get upset in a fight like this, boy, I can derail plans in a real hurry.
As you get a look at our Wedding Diamonds in-ring replay, the in-ring rewind brought to you all night tonight. Pete Wagner on the controls. Wedding Day Diamonds, the engagement store. Second round scheduled for 8. Walker coming out a little bit more aggressive here in round 2, has Caleb backed up against the ropes. Mark Nelson, the third man in the ring tonight. As the chant of Caleb fills the ballroom here at the Crown Plaza Hotel. Caleb works that left jab.
Yes, he does.
You know, early on in one of his fights, you know, I tried to figure out a word that described him, and the word I came up with was cerebral, and he is. Just precision, just will pick you apart and wear you down.
Good tactical fighter. He's gotten better and better with every fight, which is what you want to see from a guy that has big aspirations.
He's
Nice
just
shot
done
again
a
to the body
brilliant
by
job
Truax.
of mixing up jabs and hooks and straights and body punches. You couldn't ask for a better opening round and a half, I mean, thus far. Really knows how to mix his punches well. I want to give credit to his trainer, Tom Halstead. He's really done a great job with Caleb. There's a really good trust and relationship between those two, and that's hard to find. Oftentimes, like you see before, the guys keep hopping trainers all the time, but they have that kind of relationship. Look at those combinations.
Truax just picking his spots here through 2 rounds. Just patient. There's another shot.
That was a beautiful right hand down the middle.
Absolutely. Just hunting him down, walks him in. Another shot to the body. Working that left hand. There's a shot, a nice right shot.
Good right hand to the body.
What I like, too, the way he gets in quick, but he's ready to defend himself. He's not giving Walker any chance to counter at all.
Yeah, he gets right back in position, doesn't he, Dan?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's really throwing punches nicely tonight.
When I was talking to Charles Meyer earlier on about them sparring in the gym, he talked about Caleb's punch. How after the Taylor fight, there's no wasted motion. Sometimes you'll watch a fighter and they'll come over the top and there's a little hitch in their punch. Caleb's got no hitch in his punch, and he's trying to close the deal.
Wow. Walker, I think he hurt Walker right there. I think Walker says something wrong with his rib. That last body shot, he turned to the referee. Something happened there. I think he broke his rib.
Yeah, I think it's a distinct possibility. He looks like he's in some pain.
Yeah, I'm trying to read lips, and I'm not very good at it.
Boy, look at how precision is in our replay. I mean, Caleb is just putting together his punches beautifully.
This is the most 2 dominant rounds I've ever seen Caleb Truax fight. And they're the opening warm-up rounds.
I'm telling you, that fight against Jermaine Taylor did everything for his confidence, makes him a better fighter. And then he's been really getting a lot of media coverage lately. I've had him out on the show this week. He was on KARE 11 this morning. He'll be on Rosen's tomorrow. I think it's starting to dawn on him that he's got a chance to really do something.
And the more success he has and the more he develops, it makes it easier for people like yourself to cover him in the news.
Absolutely.
More people want to hear those stories.
Absolutely.
Truax goes right back to the body to start round 3.
Because boxing is a minor sport in the grand scheme of things, we love it, but, you know, it's the big 4. Local media, and I think this goes for all towns across the country.
Right.
Your fighter has to be somebody special or he's not going to get a lot of coverage because the average fan, they're not big fight fans.
Well, Walker's not moving like a guy who has a broke rib, but when he turned to Mark Nelson, then later on in his corner told his trainer about how bad that hurt.
Now Walker, just his body language, and there's another body shot, and Walker comes out flailing. Well, if you were wondering if you had internal organs, he's figuring it out awful quick.
This is what I meant earlier on when we were talking about a possible showdown between Cericio Fort and Caleb Truax. I think it's way too early for Fort to go in with a guy like this.
I would agree. Absolutely.
Yeah. He's a tactician and a technical master, and look at the experience. He's all over him.
Truax continues to pick his spot here in round number 3. Nice uppercut with the left there with the right hand. Well, he just keeps working that body.
Well, Walker must have really tried hard despite coming in overweight. He's still not sweating. He must have really drained himself. I mean, dehydrated himself.
Yes.
Truax and Michael Walker, there was a couple shots. Caleb backs up and works the body once again. Round 3 scheduled for 8 if it goes that far.
You know,
Walker
Walker
battling
is
back.
occasionally throwing punches, but they're being blocked very well. Nice defensive work by Caleb. as
Caleb,
well.
he's hurting Walker. He's always been a very accurate puncher. Him and Ishmael Moendo, in my opinion, are the 2 most accurate punchers in the state pound for pound. Different weight classes, of course, but
Caleb's got him up against the ropes, and Walker just holding on for dear life. Ten seconds left in round 3. Caleb, Walker gonna hold on.
Walker's hurting to the body. He's walking differently, he's breathing differently. He's hurting to the body.
Yeah, I would agree with you. He took some tremendous body shots by Caleb. Caleb's worked it very well. He's gone upstairs, downstairs.
Oh, I've
and
never
then-
seen anybody do it better on a local level, upstairs and downstairs, than these first few rounds. I've never seen it.
And
Seriously.
As we talked about as well, he gets back into position, as you put
Yeah.
it, where if Walker's going to counter, he's going to catch nothing but gloves or Caleb's arms because he's ready.
Look at Walker try to walk it off. He's hurt. He's hurt internally. Something going on there. I personally think, barring a one-punch knockout fluke of Truax, I think that Walker needs to quit the sport. I think that at this point, yeah, he's still got some skills, but he's only going to be fighting killers like this going forward, and it can't help him out long term. So I hope this is his last fight. Obviously, like I said, it's not like he has no skills. He does.
Right.
But it's
overmatched.
it's only these kind of guys going forward.
Correct. That's exactly right as round number 4 ensues. And Truax right back to work. That is a great combo. Truax walks him to this side right in front of us. Best seat in the house at the Crown Plaza Hotel in downtown St. Paul.
Wow. Put his head back about 6 inches, didn't it, Dan?
Yeah, with just a stiff left jab.
Truax takes a couple, but then steps right back in. Oh, there's another
I don't
nice
think
shot.
Walker can hurt him. He hasn't knocked a guy out since 2008. And Caleb's been in with Jermaine Taylor. He's been in with our used to be our biggest pound-for-pound puncher, Phil Williams. He's been with him twice, and nobody else wanted to fight him.
Yeah, I agree with you completely.
He's been with Antoine Eccles, who's a big pit puncher. And he's been with Kerry Hope. He's been in with Andy Coley. This guy cannot hurt Caleb. I think Mark Nelson's seriously considering stopping it right now.
Oh, he's taking a very close look, absolutely.
This one's teetering on the edge of being done.
Caleb's just
Mark
taking him
takes
apart.
a look in. Walker ties him up. And Truax gonna go right back to work. Another nice combo platter there. The Truax working the body as he's done all fight long. Nice uppercut.
I actually feel badly for Walker. Here's a former world contender. He's getting hurt. He's getting beat up. He's really getting hurt upstairs and downstairs. He's conscious. He's on his feet, but Caleb's just taking him apart.
Yeah, and I think that's why Mark Nelson is keeping a very close eye on Walker. His number one job is to protect
That
the fighter.
uppercut should have ended it.
That's it.
That'll
hurt.
do it.
There's
Walker
his
took a knee
experience
on his
taking a
own.
knee.
He doesn't want any more. It's done.
That's it.
That's it.
Great move by him.
Great move.
Mark Nelson.
Dominant performance by the golden one, Caleb Truax. As dominant I've ever seen.
That's a clinic.
And Walker's hurt. He needs to be looked at by a doctor.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
hurt. He's been hurt since the second round. Something's going on with his body. Those body shots hurt him bad.
Well, and he just kept coming. And it's one of those things. What are you gonna try to stop? You know, when you're Caleb Truax, and you've got the power, but then you've got the blistering shots to the body. What do you try to stop from a defensive perspective? Yeah. Herein lies the problem moving forward with anybody who's going to battle this guy.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's take a look at it. Here's the end, Jake. And this is after, the kidneys and all that stuff just takes a pounding. Oh, there, yeah. See that uppercut?
That uppercut was
devastating.
One of the most dominant performances I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it was that's tough. That's tough. Let's head up to the ring announcer. Let's go up to Dan Cole.
Good job, guys.
Round. The winner, Golden Caleb Truax. Caleb, congratulations. Take us through the fight from the start right to the finish. You look real sharp. Maybe as good as you look. I mean, as far as precision, you didn't seem to miss a punch. You look really good there.
Thank you. I felt great coming into training camp. It was probably the best camp I've ever had. We knew he was going to be tough and he was going to want to work it inside, so that's what I was prepared for. My coach and my manager and my cut man all had me prepared to go 8 rounds hard on the inside, and I used a jab tonight and hit him with some good body shots. I think that's what did it.
Yeah, it seemed like you just mixed it up beautifully. Upstairs, downstairs, back and forth. And then any time you back up, you protect yourself, ready, get back in position. And he would just, even when he tried to counter, it didn't seem like he landed many blows at all.
Yeah, we also worked a lot on taking angles in this fight because we knew he was going to be coming forward, and that's how you avoid the pressure coming forward to step off to the side, and that worked beautifully tonight.
Most of your career, you're a counter puncher. It looked like tonight you were the aggressor a little bit. Was that part of the plan because he likes to come forward?
Yeah, I wanted to show him I was the boss and back him up just so he couldn't get comfortable right away, and I think that's what I did.
I know you got a lot of things in the works. You're really not sure what's next, but you want to stay active, right?
Yeah, I think they're going to have something for me in January, maybe back here, so keep your ears peeled, I guess, and we'll definitely let everybody know.
Congratulations. Look forward to seeing you next time.
Thank you very much.
Golden Caleb Truax.